April 29, 1945. American soldiers from the 42nd and 45th Infantry Divisions push through the gates of Dachau, the first Nazi concentration camp established in 1933. What they find inside shatters them. Thousands of starving prisoners, stacks of corpses, and a death train with over 2,000 dead bodies abandoned on the tracks. The liberating troops are overcome with horror and fury. In the hours that follow, something unthinkable happens. Surrendered SS guards, between 35 and 50 of them, according to most reliable estimates, are shot dead by American soldiers and even beaten to death by freed inmates. This incident became known as the Dachau Liberation Reprisals. But what happened when news of these executions reached the commander of the U.S. Third Army, General George S. Patton? Today, we're uncovering the full story, the horrors that triggered it, the events on the ground, and Patton's shocking reaction. Dachau wasn't an extermination camp like Auschwitz, but it was a place of unimaginable suffering. Over 200,000 prisoners passed through its gates, and at least 41,000 died from disease, starvation, medical experiments, and executions. By April 1945, the camp was severely overcrowded. The Nazis had transferred thousands of prisoners from other camps as the Allies advanced. Typhus was rampant. Just days before liberation, the SS forced 7,000 inmates on a death march south. Many died along the way. When U.S. troops arrived, they found around 32,000 survivors, skeletal, diseased, barely alive, and that horrific train with bodies rotting in the cars. One soldier later wrote, "The sight of large numbers of dead bodies frequently summoned the worst in the human psyche." Lieutenant Colonel Felix Sparks, commanding the troops that entered the camp, described seeing guards still shooting at prisoners even as Americans approached.
As the Americans secured the camp, they rounded up remaining SS guards. Many had fled, but dozens surrendered. Eyewitness accounts and official reports describe several incidents. In the coal yard, about 17 guards were lined up and machine-gunned. Another group near Tower B, similar fate. Some guards were beaten to death by liberated prisoners, with U.S. soldiers standing by or even participating. One famous photo shows American troops executing guards against a wall. Historian Jürgen Zaruski, in his research for the Dachau memorials, estimates 35 to 50 SS men killed in total, some in combat, but most after surrender. Colonel Howard Buchner, a medical officer present, claimed higher numbers in his book, but those are widely considered exaggerated. Lieutenant Colonel Walter Fellens's 7th Army report put it at around 17. The key point, many of these guards had surrendered. Executing them violated the Geneva Convention. But the soldiers who did it were not cold-blooded killers. They were young men who had just seen hell on earth. One GI said, "We watched with less feeling than if a dog were being beaten. Deep anger and hate had temporarily numbed our emotions." Another officer, trying to stop one shooting, arrived too late. Freed prisoners also took revenge, beating guards with shovels and fists. Some Americans looked the other way, saying the guards so had it coming. Word of the killings quickly reached higher command. An investigation was launched by the U.S. Army's Inspector General. Charges were prepared against several soldiers, including Lieutenant Colonel Felix Sparks, who was accused of failing to control his men. The report detailed the executions and was sent up the chain to General George S. Patton, commander of the Third Army and newly appointed military governor of Bavaria. Patton, the tough, no-nonsense general famous for his aggressive style, read the report. What did he do? He dismissed the charges entirely. In one account, he told Colonel Sparks, "I have had these charges investigated and they are a bunch of crap. I'm tearing up these goddamn papers. You've been a damn fine soldier. Now go home." Patton reportedly said the accusations were exaggerated and refused to pursue prosecutions. He essentially swept the incident under the rug. The report was classified and buried in the National Archives until 1991, quietly declassified without fanfare. Similar to an earlier incident in Sicily, the Biscari massacre, where Patton had downplayed American killings of prisoners. Why did Patton do this? Some historians argue he understood the emotional state of his troops. Seeing the camps broke something in them. Pursuing charges could destroy morale at war's end. Others see it as protecting his army's reputation, or even tacit approval of rough justice against the SS. Patton himself visited nearby camps like Ohrdruf and was horrified. He vomited and ordered German civilians to tour the sites. But for his own soldiers' actions at Dachau, no punishment.
No American soldiers were ever prosecuted for the Dachau reprisals. The incident remains controversial, a war crime born of unimaginable provocation. It highlights the raw human cost of war, how even liberators can be pushed beyond moral limits. General Eisenhower, Supreme Commander, insisted on documenting Nazi atrocities thoroughly, but incidents like this were handled quietly. Today, Dachau is a memorial site reminding us of the Holocaust's horrors and the complex realities of liberation. Patton's decision protected his men, but raised questions about accountability. Was it mercy or a cover-up? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you found this informative, like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more untold WW2 stories.